Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to a two-part episode on how to get Vandecken and also a monster analysis on Vandecken. So stay tuned. If you want to skip the how to get Vandecken because you already know all about Vandecken's tail, then you can skip to this timestamp to get straight into the monster analysis. But for those of you that are new to the game, new to Monster Legends, and you want to make sure you get this brand new Fire Mythic monster, there's already some competition for the Fire Mythic monster, so come on Armor Claw, I hope you're better than this monster. Anyhow, the way the tail works, alright, is that you have a certain amount of days to get items, and only if you acquire those items, you will unlock the event to actually be able to get the monster. So I want to make one thing clear to everyone watching the video, especially if you're new to the game. Just because you get all of these items, 5 out of 5 of each of the items, that doesn't mean you get the monster for free. No, this just means you unlock the event to then get the monster. In order to get the monster, if it's anything like Wormlad's tail or previous tails we've had, it's going to be a progressive island, so I recommend you save a couple gems to be able to get through that island, to be able to actually get 100 cells of the monster to be able to get them. So I'd say I think you could probably do like a minimum of 150 gems if you're really good with your logins, but to be safe, save like 300 gems in these next 8 days and during the course of Vandecken's tail to actually be able to get him in the progressive island. So as you can see, this is my account right here. I already have most of the items. I'm only missing 2 more and they're super easy to get. So to be honest, you'll probably get them by the end of the weekend. So then after that, you pretty much just wait. Everyone always asks me in the comments, Armor, I have all the items. When do I get the monster? Again, you do not get the monster for getting the items. You have 8 days left to get the items. And then once you have the items, you just wait, and then the event will open up to actually be able to get the monster, but you are going to need some gems. With that being said, I am going to show you how to get items in case you're missing some of the items. And again, it's very, very simple. So, this is straight from the SocialPoint forum, Vandecken's tail. So, collect parts and equipment. You get a compass, spyglass, map, hat, and shackles. You collect them from March 13th through March 26th. So you essentially have 2 weeks to get the items. And then, check this out, starting March 23rd, so actually before the chance to even collect items, the event will begin, you'll have from the March 23rd to March 27th to fight through Vandecken's island to actually get him. So again, you first need to get the items to unlock the event, and then in the actual event you get them. And again, I'm recommending save like 300 gems for this event. Anyhow, let's say you're missing the compass. Well, you can get 2 of them in the token dungeon, which started March 13th, so I believe this is out or it already passed. Today's the 14th when I'm recording. It might still be out there. I'll show you in the game. And there's going to be another token on March 19th, so literally you get 4 of them just for doing the dungeons, and they are so easy to do, so there should be no excuse not to get it. You can get an additional one in the feeding time challenge, so stay tuned for that one if you're missing one more. And then if you watch Monsterwood video, another super easy way to get it. That's another way to get the compass. There's a breeding event right now, an Unchained breeding event, Time Traveler, Time Guardian Island. There's going to be a lot of ways to get the compass, so you shouldn't miss out for that. And it's pretty much the same for all of them. Dungeon 1, Dungeon 2, the Rune Time Challenge, Dungeon 1, Dungeon 2, a Breeding Time Challenge, Dungeon 1, Dungeon 2, a Feeding Time Challenge, and then Dungeon 1, Dungeon 2, a Gold Time Challenge. So this is March 16th. So for example, that I'm missing one of these, I think. I can just wait for the Gold Time Challenge, or I can just get it in the second dungeon, because right now we've only had the first one. So one of the easiest ways, honestly, is just to do the Monsterwood event. Like, that is, I'm not kidding you, that is going to be one of the easiest ways to get it. And in fact, if I just show you my game really quickly, if I exit out of here, so Monsterwood is this. If you just watch videos, you will get a random item, so that's how I've managed to acquire a lot of mine. And if I go to dungeons right here, resource dungeon, the token dungeon. Again, super easy to be. You get 2 of each item, so make sure to do it. There's going to be another one. So once you have 5 of each, and you can always check by going onto right here, I believe. Or it's one of these. I think it's here. Yeah, you can always see how many of each items you have. It doesn't matter if you have more. See how I have 8 spyglass? You don't get anything for having extra. So just get your 5 out of 5 and you're done. You don't need to watch any more Monsterwood. Once you have 5 out of 5, you're good. You're safe. Alright, you would also click right here where it says get Vandecken, and that's where it shows you how many items you have. So in terms of getting them, very, very easy. And just to repeat myself, because people always ask, once you get the items, that does not mean you get the monster for free. You are getting these items to unlock the event, and then the events, you're going to have to progress through it. It'll likely be a progressive island, so please save like 300 gems during these next few days so that you can actually get Vandecken, the brand new Fire Mythic monster. But now the question is he worth it? Is he worth getting? Well, let's get into a monster analysis, once again going on the SocialPoint forum. Captain Vandecken was a ferocious pirate who ruled the seas between 1720 and 1799. So what, he's 79 years old? His possession techniques were both well known and dreaded. In one of the most famous battles, he sunk Anton Acorn's ship. Vandecken had a daughter who also became a famous pirate, Commander Alvid. We're getting more family here. Alvid was as ferocious as her father, and even after her death in 1815, she continued her pirate adventure as a ghost. In 2020, to commemorate the 300th anniversary of her father's first voyage, Commander Alvid took her crew on Vandecken's dream adventure, the only one he never got to fulfill, a treasure hunt at the end of the rainbow. However, when they got there after hundreds of epic fights became against leprechauns, Commander Alvid didn't find the pots of gold she was looking for. Instead, she found a massive pot of mythic amber. When she touched it, the ground cracked and the ghost of Vandecken rose from it gloriously. Beware, pirates, the king of the seas is back. So here we have Vandecken, again, great Monster Legends lore. It's always great. I feel like he should be in the family book. Oh, good, he is in the family book. Awesome. So Vandecken. I am going to compare his stats to the other mythic monsters because I think that's more appropriate than comparing it to legendary monsters. So with that being said, he boasts a life stat of 57,907. Compared to the other mythic monsters, this is actually tied with RUML and Zavi Pits. So pretty good life stat. It's not the highest, it's not the lowest. Froma currently has the lowest, and the highest currently belongs to Armor Claw. Power is 5280. This power is right around the middle. Actually, it's like the third highest currently. Currently, the strongest one is RUML, followed by Cyberel, so the two angels. And then we have Vandecken. So, actually, wait, sorry. This is the lowest power stat. My bad, I was looking at different stats. Of all the mythic monsters, this is the lowest. That's probably because Vandecken is a denier, not an attacker. And hence his speed stat is pretty fast, 4840. This is tied for the second. He is as fast as Cat UFO, but not as fast as Froma. So super fast, low power, and pretty good life stats. In terms of his traits, he's immune to blind, he's immune to sunburn, and he has a status caster self cooldown activated protection. So blind immunity is helpful because he also will be immune to total blind. Sunburn immunity, I guess, is helpful for a fire monster, right? If you fight one of those monsters that starts to get off with sunburn, hey, you're not going to be hit with sunburn. But you're susceptible to getting possessed, you're susceptible to getting stunned, you're susceptible to getting frozen. So your self cooldown protection does help, but again, my biggest issue right now with the mythics is that any monster that removes positive effects and then denies you, they're going to deny you. So I think of Myrak, for example. Myrak can remove your cooldown protection and then like total blind. Oh, actually, it would help with the total blind. But yeah, my point is like, I wish it was a permanent trait instead of just a status caster. And I guess it would have been nicer if it was your whole team, but granted that this monster's super fast, maybe he doesn't have to worry about another monster going before him, other than Froma. Froma can remove positive effects and then do stuff to you. But with that being said, this monster can hold 2 traps. Oh, that's interesting. It's been a while since we've seen double trap relics on a monster. It's funny because a lot of times players would like to do the pestilence trap to just kill you before the battle even begins. It makes me wonder if there's going to be a future trap that's like pestilence trap, but even stronger, since these mythic monsters have such a high life stat. It doesn't even make sense to wear like a pestilence trap anymore. But yeah, this is cool. You can hold double ablation, double mantis claws trap if you have some of the diamond relics, a Nabulines trap especially. So really good relic slots, I would say. In terms of books, this is a sea monster, a family monster, and an underworld monster. And with that being said, let's get into his skills. So Alvid's Fire deals moderate fire damage to an enemy, applies major damage reduction to an enemy, requires cooldown 40 damage, 1 turn cooldown fire based, and major damage reduction. Okay, so it makes the enemy's attack weaker. Let's keep going. Smoked Anton, I love it. Deals heavy fire damage, heavy here being 45 damage, applies burn and nightmares to an enemy. The cool thing about applying nightmares is that if one of your monster has the Nishan sword next, it can benefit from that. Alright, but not too impressed, especially for a 3-turn cooldown. The stamina cost is rather low, 33. Find the treasures next, applies total damage reduction. That's definitely a lot better. And it deals no damage, 3-turn cooldown. Again, since you're not a damage dealer, that's fine. Ship Ahoy applies possession to an enemy, applies double damage to an enemy. Interesting, back when Monster Legends first started and we started to see possession, there was monsters that had a lot of this. You can even see it with like Hackster. So the cool thing about this is that if you possess the enemy monster and you give them a damage boost and then they attack their own team, that's awesome because you're dealing double damage to their own team. The issue I would say with this is against conventional like legendary monsters, they have Hardened, they have Bulwark, they have Tough, so it's very possible that your possession misses, but the double damage lands, in which case they're going to pack a punch against you. And when it comes to extra turn monsters, I can imagine, maybe the double damage only lasts for 1 turn, but I can imagine like if you're going up against like a Cyberel, and then you give her double damage and possession, but then she does the metal weakness skill, and then if the double damage lasts for an extra turn, well, she'll just get a free extra turn and then obliterate you even more. So that could definitely be dangerous. Maybe against future mythic monsters that don't have Hardened, this could definitely be better, but I think right now, against legendary monsters, it's a dangerous skill to actually run. Moving on, we have Irish Protection. Applies major damage reduction to all enemies. That's awesome. We have an AoE version, so that way everyone gets hit with major damage reduction, not just one monster. And then we had Kidnap Saints, which I imagine will be your main skill. Deals moderate special damage to all enemies, applies possession to all enemies, applies nightmares. So again, cool. It's your main deny skill, AoE possession, and nightmares to all enemies. So when it comes to just comparing with mythic monsters, clearly he's good. He's a denier. He is there to possess the enemy team. Compared to Cat UFO does stun, but Cat UFO also has that single stun. So yeah, they're essentially, again, going back to like old Monster Legends where it's super basic and everything. Compared to mythic monsters, definitely good. Compared to current legendary monsters, the fact that you're still facing Megaton monsters like Kidnap Saints is basically just a single possession, and without even removing positive effects or anything like that. And like I mentioned, the issue with Ship Ahoy, but against mythic monsters, there's no denying he's good, but minus the trait, that could definitely be a lot better. I think Cat UFO definitely takes it there for having an immunity to one of the deny skills and then being able to deny. But what this monster has is possession, single possession, AoE possession, ability to add nightmares, and also major damage reduction to reduce damage output against your team, while also having Smoked Anton for that DOT damage. So not bad. The ultimate, Pirate Enslaved, deals moderate special damage to enemies, removes positive effects. Oh, that's nice. An ultimate that removes positive effects and then possessions and ignites. The ultimate is phenomenal. This is great. Everything else, I think for now, like for a while, for maybe 1 or 2 more months, I think mythic monsters will be a little lackluster. So if you get this monster, I don't imagine you really using them much. Most mythic monsters right now are being used as attackers, regardless of what their purpose is. Like I use Armor Claw as an attacker, even though he's supposed to be a tank. My Cat UFO, I use him as an attacker, even though he's supposed to be denier. Vandecken, for right now, as of the time watching this video, if you're seeing this video in March 2020, being as an attacker, he's definitely not one of the better ones. And if I need a monster to possess, I'll just bring a legendary monster to possess. So I wouldn't, like, me personally, I don't think I'd use this monster. But yeah, with that said, I think it's still worth picking up all the mythic monsters, you know, for completion of books, just because they are going to eventually become the meta. I could kind of foresee that happening. So yeah, with that said, these are his stats also when he's fully ranked. Like that: speed 8360, strength 12480, and life stats 162384. Crazy stats as usual. But again, I don't think he's really that crazy that you absolutely must have him. And the funny thing about him, like trait-wise, I don't even think you really need to rank him up to be utilized for his trait. So yeah, interesting monster. But nonetheless, now you know how to get him. Now you've seen my monster analysis on him. If you think I underplayed him or you think he's better than he seems, let me know in the comments below. With that being said, I just look forward to hearing how your guys' experience have been with mythic monsters thus far. So also let me know in the comments below how have you enjoyed mythic monsters in the game, and any and all things relating to Monster Legends, please let me know. Thank you very much, and I will see you all next time.